Michael, on the website today you've reproduced your programme notes from Saturday. The word financial reviews included. Tell us a little bit about what that means for the club at the moment.
Well, we're no different to any other business in as much that we have to, on an annual basis, look at all our costs, our overheads, and it's becoming increasingly evident that on gates of averaging 3,300, it's difficult to carry on in the way we have done in the past without expecting, benefactors and investors to keep pumping huge amounts of money in to support the club. Whilst those people are still there and are prepared to continue the support of the club, we've still got to run it as a sensible business model. And we're carrying out a full review at the moment on every conceivable area of expenditure within the club. Simultaneously with that, we're looking at trying to drive up income streams as well through the commercial and hospitality departments, the Reds club and everything like that. So, every penny saved is a penny made, and no area of the club will avoid this review. And some of the decisions we have to take may be unpopular and people might question them, but we had a meeting with all the full-time members of staff, and we haven't got that many in fairness, 15 in total throughout the club. But when you look at other clubs in the division on similar gates and similar income streams to ours, we can't afford to have any flesh on the bone. We have to run a professional, lean operation. So we're trying to protect supporters' money as well as investors' money. And there are going to be cuts in a number of departments. It's inevitable, because one of the largest areas of expenditure in any business is the employment costs. Not only wages but national insurance contributions as well, all add up. So there's a full review going on at the moment, and there has been for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And every area of the club we're looking at reviewing whether we can do it more professionally at a lower cost, and that's just sensible, prudent management. It's not an alarmist piece. I don't want people thinking we're on the point of going into administration or liquidation and things like that. Nothing's further from the truth. We've got a very sound financial footprint to work on, but it's incumbent on us to look at every area and question it. If we don't need it, we don't have it. We might want a lot of things. We might want to sign Wayne Rooney one day, but the chances of that are very slim. Equally, from an administrative point of view and commercial point of view, there are a number of things we'd like to do, but it's driven by our income, and all we're doing is a sensible review. But every area of the club, is under scrutiny. There will unfortunately be 1 or 2 redundancies, but as far as spectators are concerned, we just want them to come along and see their club being run professionally. The first evidence you would have seen on that on Saturday, had the game gone ahead, would have been that the fact that where the visiting supporters are likely to bring under 500, then we've decided that all those visiting supporters will be housed in the East Stand, in the visiting section, which allows us to close down the visiting terracing area, which on average probably saves us approaching £200 a game in stewarding costs. You multiply that by maybe 10 games a season, there's already a couple of £1,000 saved there. Now you multiply that by other areas of the club, all the contracts, the supply contracts we're looking to renegotiate, and get a best value for our money. And I say it's not an alarmist piece, it's just the fact that I think the supporters should know what the true situation is. It's unlikely that they'll notice huge differences in the way we operate, but internally all the full-time members of staff and even the part-time members of staff will be subject to this review. They're all up for the challenge. We're professional people and we'll continue to run the club professionally. The board are adamant that we have a off-the-field operation capable of sustaining the club even if we go into the championship in the future. But that doesn't mean we can throw money at it. And I come back to the point again that on 3,300 average home gates, that might slightly improve on last season. It is very difficult to run a club of this nature on the cost base that we have at the moment. Yes, investors, supporters will continue to help the club through in coming years. Whether it be to the level they have done previously is another matter. But it's a challenge, and it's a challenge we would welcome, really, because we're professional people who want to make sure the business is run properly, but our cost base has got to reduce for us to become a sustainable First Division club with aspirations to go eventually into the Championship.